The people, events, and issues shaping our community. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Believe it or not, teaching a young child how to swim will not save their life from drowning. The American Academy of Pediatrics just changed its policy, stating children younger than 4 years old should learn water safety lessons rather than learning how to try to swim. This has been the longtime mission of the British Swim School. Rita Goldberg is the founder of the program. She joins us now to talk about the difference between water safety and swimming lessons. And thanks very much for joining us. I remember terrifying moments in the Miami Shores Country Club pool as the teacher would say, come on, come on, and I'm like gobbling water, trying to dog paddle towards my swimming teacher. Never did learn how to swim, but I learned how to be afraid.
Okay, well, we can correct that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I was really definitely afraid of the pool because I knew someone would be like going like this the entire time and I couldn't touch the bottom. But you're saying that, what is the difference between swimming lessons and water safety precautions?
It's a very fine line of definition. The difference that we feel is that children can learn to float on their backs, and they can learn that as young as probably starting at 3 months. By the time they're 7 or 8 months, that can become part of a natural reaction. And there is a very big misconception about how drowning happens. People tend to assume that drowning is a child going to the bottom of the pool. It isn't. Every physical live person goes into water, goes under the water, and comes up again.
I think we see a few pictures of your students here.
Right.
Now, this is a baby right there.
Correct.
That's kind of like laying there. You're saying, now how long does it take a child to learn how to swim? Or learn how to float, rather?
To survive.
Right.
It very much depends on A, the age of the child, and B, the teaching. In our program, we can't give an exact amount. It's rather like saying when will they walk when you give birth. It varies tremendously. But with correct teaching and good, warm, loving approach to it, it can take anywhere from a few weeks to a few months, depending on when they start. And every child should start at about 3 months old.
Especially here in South Florida.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
Because we have so many pools and so many bodies of water around here. What about the folks that say when a child hits the water, they go into a shock, or they go into they're surprised and they don't quite know what to do, and they lose that teaching they had?
Oh, absolutely, that's a possibility. But it's far more of a possibility for a child who's never been trained or taught survival skills than it is for a child who has. It's more likely to be cold water that will create that, which we're fortunate. We don't have a lot of cold water, not icy cold. But also, if a child has not been in in survival classes, it's more likely, A, not to react well and go onto its back. It isn't a natural reaction. But the other advantage of that is that if a child has been in swim lessons, correct survival lessons, it will not go to water knowing what will happen far better than a child who has never been in any form of swimming.
PSA here on the gentle, fun methods of learning how to float. What is the one deciding factor? What makes a child float or not float one day and float the next day?
Oh, I don't think it happens from day to day. It's a general process. It's rather like when your child is going to learn potty training or learning anything. It's a gradual process of it understanding or not. If it can't understand, if it's too young, then it will become a reaction, and it's a gradual repetition. You know, there are programs there that try to do it in 5 lessons. It may work, but it's lost as quickly as it's taught. It's gentle, ongoing repetition till it becomes a reaction. Going on the potty, you do it until it becomes a reaction.
You have some success stories too, right?
We have an enormous amount of success stories, more than we could ever tell you. I have had my business for nearly 30 years. At the moment, we have over 2,500 children a week.
That is phenomenal. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm Spiro Kent for Comcast Newsmakers. Thank you for joining us.